Welcome to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Monique Ross. In today's episode, I'm joined by special guest co-host, my homegirl, Mila. Mila, say what's up to the fuckers out there.
What's up, gang gang?
Gang gang. She's hilarious. She was going to say fuckers at first, and I made her start over.
Bet you did.
I did. No, but seriously. So, in today's episode, the topic is going to be, it goes down in the DM. And I have a funny story about how Milia and I met. It wasn't in
funny,
the DM,
actually.
But it's hilarious.
It's not funny, actually.
So
it's heartbreaking, if you want to be honest.
So my uncle, he had a party a few weeks ago, and he called me up. He's like, "Niece, you coming out? You coming out?" And he called me multiple times, and I finally agreed to go out. So I go out down to the party, and he's there with his lady friend and some of her family members and some of his homeboys that we grew up with. She's one of the family members of my uncle's lady friend, right? So we, interacted at the party. I was, talking to everybody, just having a conversation, hanging out and whatnot, being social, because I'm social when I want to be. So yeah, I was being social. I was sitting there talking to my uncle homeboy.
You was on your phone?
No, I was recording myself and I was taking pictures. But I also had a whole deep ass conversation with two of my uncle homeboys. I did. And you were sitting right there. I was talking to, weren't you sitting right there? You were
I
sitting
was
on
not.
the table.
See, I left for a long period of time, so maybe it was in that period of time when you was having those deep conversations.
But then you come back and you were sitting at the table. Who was sitting at the table?
Maybe Tiffany, because when I came back, you was snapping.
No, Tiffany. I know Tiffany. I told people you were sitting at the table with us. It was another chick there that was hitting on me then. That's how fucked up I was, because they bought me mad drinks. I came up in there with my card. I don't never had cash, and they didn't take cards. So they kept buying me drinks. So yeah, I was fucked up. The whole time I thought it was you sitting there talking to me. But peep game, I don't even see, and that's even crazier, because the story I had made up in my head that I told people was that, because we were all sitting at the table at one point, and we were talking, and I was talking about my podcast.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me. Because I didn't find out you had a podcast until I actually started talking to you.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. At what point were we sitting there talking?
But when we were talking, it was just me and you, and then Tiffany walked up like towards the end when we
Okay, so I didn't have my story wrong. So no, you're right. We after the fact. But no, I guess before you came along, I was sitting there talking to my uncle, two of his homeboys, and his lady friend Tiffany. And I guess you came at some point. See, that's how fucked up I was that night. I don't even remember. So anyhow, the night went on. I went, we all left the party, and I came home. So the next day, I woke up and I had a DM.
Alright.
Didn't even remember giving her my didn't even remember half of the night. Like, I was fucked up that night.
So you didn't remember giving me your DM?
I didn't give you my DM. You got my social media.
You know what I mean? Okay. So you don't remember giving me your social media?
I thought that we were talking about the podcast, and you were intrigued, and I was like, follow me.
I was definitely intrigued with the podcast. Definitely.
Yeah. So we were talking about, I was telling them about me and, all these things about me, and I got off into the podcast. And she ended up following me on Instagram. So next day, I wake up and this is the DM. It says, "Hello, I know I met you last night, but you definitely took my breath away. I have been looking at you all night, and I finally built up the courage to say something to you. The way you carry yourself in conjunction with your vibe is captivating, leaving a person wanting more. I would love the opportunity to get to know you more. I know I'm younger in age, but that's simply a number. If given the opportunity, I definitely maximize it."
That was smooth.
That was very smooth. And I was extremely, extremely flattered. And then I was like, who did I meet last night? Like, that's how fucked up I was the night before. So I'm like, who did I meet last night? I saw the name, but I was like, they could be anybody. So, before I even went to your page, I replied, I think, no, because I didn't see that, because I had already went to your page. I definitely went to your page if you messaged me at 4:43 and I didn't reply back to 7:22.
See?
So I went to the page at one point and I saw it was a girl. And I'm like,
if I was a guy, I would have got in there, D. I would have got the number.
No, probably not. Honestly, you probably wouldn't have, because you clearly haven't been watching my podcast, because no, you wouldn't have got my number.
I'm smooth. I'm telling you.
That was very smooth. It was extremely smooth how she came. Like, I don't even get DMs like this from men. Like, she said, I want to read it again. Hello. I know I met you last night, but you definitely took my breath away. I have been looking at you all night, and I have finally built up the courage to say something to you. The way you carry yourself in conjunction with your vibe is captivating, leaving a person wanting more. I would love the opportunity to know you more. I know I'm younger in age, but that's simply a number. If given the opportunity, I definitely maximize it. There are not grown fucking men coming like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not at fucking all. Men don't even know how to fucking put words together like that. Like, the message was mad dog. Like, I was extremely fucking flattered. To the point where I recall, I can tell you exactly what happened. I read the message. Whenever I read it, it probably wasn't right away, but I definitely read it at some point. And I went to her page. And I was sitting up trying to replay the night. And I was like, maybe that she was one of the girls at the table talking to us, because I just really did remember. No offense to you.
It's cool.
And I was so intrigued by the message, I felt compelled to fucking reply. Like, you can't, somebody who took the fucking time to sit down and construct the sentences that she constructed, and to come with more than what you doing, how you doing, hey beautiful. Like, that was mad fucking dope. Like, for real. To the extent where I felt compelled to respond. And I replied, "Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate this more than you'll ever know." Because I was extremely fucking flattered. I said, and there's always a but. I'm not single at all, and I'm completely and 100% heterosexual. But you can definitely be the homegirl. I collect homeboys and homegirls. Obviously, it's just a habit of mine. I guess I'm too fucking nice, but I've been, I fall back a lot. I've fallen back a lot with replying to DMs and shit like that, because people are weird. But this didn't strike me as weird. Like, this was somebody who really took the time out to fucking put together some shit that caught my attention. Like, for real. I can show you my DMs, not even on no arrogant, cocky shit, but I don't even, if I read the message, I mark it as unread, so they don't even know that I read the shit.
That's petty.
But
you can do that?
Yes, you can do that.
Wow.
Like, I'll read the shit, but I'm going to automatically, if I know I'm not going to respond, I'm going to mark it unread, so that at least I know that I'm not reading this shit, and hopefully that's what it looks like on their end, that I didn't read it. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't reply anymore. I'm not just going to respond anymore.
Now,
but with her, I felt compelled to respond. Go ahead.
In my defense, you don't slide in everybody DM the same. You have to approach everybody differently. I just felt a need to, step it up, when I slid into your DMs, just, off the little conversation that we had. So I was like, okay, this ain't no typical, you trying to link up, let's do something. So I was like, alright, let me sit down. It really didn't take me that long. I literally was just like, how would you feel is appropriate to approach her? And I just went from there and I just started typing. It wasn't like pre-planned or nothing. I think I typed that message in like 2 minutes flat.
Whatever, however long it took, you didn't come with "Hello, beautiful" or anything that.
So it's like, if you meet somebody and then they on a different type of level, you're like, oh, like they got you like thinking like, oh, I never thought of it like that, or I would have never thought to do that. And then it's just like you meet somebody and they're like, oh, well, you just know, like, I don't, like, you just know. You're like, oh, I know if I spark up with you or I take you to a club, that's it. We're
not going to the club together. This isn't a date. We are not going on a date ever.
It don't even have to be.
I'm just explaining to her.
It's crazy because, in my opinion,
and not even you. I'm just explaining to them because we've had this conversation.
It's crazy because clubs is not even a date to me, but to some females, if you take them to the club,
they feel like they're being seen. Like, you ain't. I don't think I've gone to the club with a guy that I was dating where we went to a function. But, bro, we never going to the club on a date. What are we doing here? No.
I know somebody who feels like if a guy...
I'm going to stop messing with my hair.
I know a girl who feels if a guy, like, she will do a test and she'll meet a guy, give him her number, and then she'll be like, he'll text her, be like, what you doing? She'll be like, I'm hungry. Just to see what his response is.
See, I ain't never been that girl. Like, I ain't never been the I'm hungry girl. And that's, look, I have friends and family that break down to me what my problem is all the time when it comes to dating. And because I don't move like everybody else.
You don't.
I'm different, and guys don't know what to do with different. They don't know what to do with a woman who's not trying to get in their pockets or who's not trying to get something out of them, take me for a meal, because honestly, half the time, that's all they have to offer is what's in their pockets and what's in their pants. They can't deal with a motherfucker like me who's going to challenge them intellectually.
Because sometimes...
And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying the majority.
I'm not talking about me specific, but what I'm saying is sometimes it's not needed to offer more than that. That's what people have to understand. People be like, oh, you always want to throw around your money, or you always want to say you can do this or what you can do for a person, but it's like, that's the type of person that you present yourself as. Why would I come as anything more?
Exactly. But, and see, I present myself in a manner where I feel like guys, I don't get approached a lot, and the ones who do have, listen, hear me out. The ones who do have, I don't get approached by the men that I want to be approached by.
Okay.
Let me take that back.
That's different.
I said this in one of the last episodes where my homegirl, that it's a meme that says, I told my homegirl I attract fuck boys, and she said, no, you attract everybody, you choose fuck boys. You know what I'm saying? That's where I am with this shit. I attract everybody, and I say I attract everybody, but I don't attract the men that I want. Whereas they might come in the physical package, but mentally they're not there. They might come into the mental package and physically they're not there.
So like, you just never get the full package.
I've never gotten the total package. And I've met some guys that are close, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple of guys that have the potential. You know what I'm saying? I've been in relationships with guys where the potential was there, but, you know, it ended with, you know, whether it was me or you. It's not me, it's you. I've said that before. It's not me, it's you. But, you know, for whatever reason it ended, you know, which brings me here to where I'm at right now in this moment in my life. So, my problem is I see a motherfucker potential in them before they see it in themselves. And because of their potential that I see, and I feel like one of my favorite expressions is, a man is only as fine as the woman on his arms. And in my eyes, you get me on your arm with the potential that I see in you, partner, let me upgrade you. And that's my problem. But I'm done with all that shit. I'm done with upgrading. What makes that a
problem, though?
What do you mean what makes it a problem? What makes
You said my problem is I see the potential. What's the problem?
Because I fall for fucking potential. And I'm done with falling for potential. So I need to meet a motherfucker.
You fall for potential, not that you see the potential.
I see the potential and I want to automatically bring that potential out in a motherfucker.
But you
so
can't do nothing nobody else
exactly,
don't want
you have to want. They have to want to be who you see them as.
Girl.
You have to want to grow and become the person that I can see you, or the world sees you. You know, and I wasn't always where I am in my life. You know what I'm saying? I've had to grow and mature, you know, but I don't hold grudges against anybody. I'm a firm believer. Like, I know what's for me is for me. What's meant for me is not going to pass me by. You know what I'm saying? And anything in the past, it's in the past for a reason. And anything that comes back around, it comes back around. But I'm not sitting up dwelling like, oh, you missed out on on the best thing that happened to you. And I used to be like that. Like I said this before. And I was on some arrogant, cocky shit where I would be like, you're lost. Like, a motherfucker fuck up. I'm just like on some.
Really arrogant.
I said I used to be. I've grown, I'm matured.
You're not arrogant now. The person I'm at now, you're not arrogant.
Yes,
but you had some
I had some arrogant ways where I was cocky as fuck. Like, where I'll tell a guy, quick, you're lost. And then not feel away and would go on with the next, on with my life, because I just always, it's not hard for me when it comes to dating. It's hard for me when it comes to fucking longevity.
Right.
And I don't have commitment issues.
When I say commitment, I don't mean like
I've had people tell me I have commitment issues.
I believe it.
It's not. You believe it? I don't have commitment. I'm always down to commit. But I'm not gonna commit to no bullshit.
You shouldn't, as you should.
Exactly.
As you
I shouldn't have to commit to no fucking bullshit.
But see. I don't know, cause they say you are what you attract.
So I ain't shit. So I attract ain't shit ass.
Yeah, basically. That's what my girl used to say. You are what you attract.
Hit on me. You shot your shot. So you not shit.
Some people.
Thank God I'm not a fucking lesbian.
Depending on who you ask. Depending on who you ask, some people will tell you I'm the sweetest person in the world. And some people will tell you like, oh no, she ain't shit.
Touche. It's plenty of motherfuckers out here that'll tell you she's this, she's great, she's the best thing ever. And there's plenty of motherfuckers out here that'll be like, that motherfucker crazy, she ain't shit, she this, she that. But hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
I'm trying to slide in some DMs right now.
She's trying to slide in some DMs right now. So let's get back to the fucking story.
Wait. So have you ever slid into some DMs?
I've definitely slid in a couple DMs.
Oh.
I definitely, and I ain't even a slide in the DM type of person. I'll do my shit out in the open blatantly. The last DM I think I slid into where I was actually shooting my shot. I can't remember when that was. I can't think. I don't think it was anything recently. But the last situation where I was definitely hands down was shooting my shot, I didn't slide in his DMs. I just tagged him in a post on my timeline.
Oh, you bold
as fuck.
Look, don't tag. Look, listen, don't ever tag somebody. That is the quickest way to get turned down, because you never know.
I didn't get turned down.
I'm not saying you got turned down. I never even heard the story, so this is the first time I'm be hearing with them. But what I'm saying is, listen. Okay, word of advice: never publicly slide into somebody's life, okay? Because you never know before. Like, what I tell people all the time is social media is exactly that. It's exactly social media. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's that app. You're living your life on that app however way you want to. You could be a homeless bum sitting at the library on Wi-Fi doing your thing on Facebook, acting like $1 million. Never ever do that, because you never know what somebody's real life, like,
what they got going on in real life. So yeah,
you might really, like, what if a guy, he like, oh, I messed up, and the girl decided to stay with him, and she's like, you gotta do X, Y, and Z, for this to work, and he's trying to do all of this, and you attracted to him, and he don't even know, and you come sliding like, oh, and now she's like, who is
fucked up again?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's
that
like
makes sense. But I did it on my timeline. I did it on my Instagram.
It don't matter. Okay, Instagram is different.
I just tagged him in a meme that I posted on Instagram, and he hit me up. he hopped in my DMs. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's how bold
You know
I
what?
am.
You sound like my ex. See, she trying to say that like. So my ex, this probably was the longest relationship I was ever in. I went to school with her in elementary school, and then I left Jennings, and yes, I went to Jennings. Left Jennings, and she ends up adding me on Facebook. Anybody who knows me, I have a thing, like, I have a specific type. I'm not,
specific type.
I have a specific type. If you over a certain weight, like, if you look like you over a certain weight to me, I don't like it. If your hair a certain way, I don't like it. If you walk a certain way,
motherfuckers always have the audacity.
The girls, look, you know the girls that's real cocky up top. I don't like it. Like, but my main thing is it's the weight thing. Like I have a thing. If you 160 or if you're over 160 or if you look to be over 160,
fuckers gonna eat you up in the comments, man.
Eat me up. I stand by what I say.
But hey, and fuckers, don't eat her up, because here's the thing. Everybody likes what the fuck they like. And she's just here on a podcast, freedom of speech, telling y'all what she don't like. So don't eat her up. Just let her speak her piece, you know. I mean,
look, everybody is entitled to
You're right. I got my type. I got a type. So go ahead.
My thing is, especially with big people, because I just feel like
you're not finna talk about big people. I'm not. Friends that are heavy set.
No. See, and people, they always say that I got heavy set friends. It's different from having heavy set friends or friends who have some weight on them. If your friends have some weight on them and they carry themselves in an appropriate manner, if we talk about them big sloppy ones who want to throw their weight around just because they big and they feel like they can boss you around, them big people, you know, them arrogant big, them evil big people, you know.
I don't know.
All of them not like that. Some big people like to just eat their food in peace and just relax.
I guess.
Anywho, I said all that to say, you just never know what somebody going through. I went like with my ex, she, you know, added me as a friend. Everybody know my type, you heard me? And she had fit that. And I didn't slide in her DMs. I probably was like you. I probably made that mistake. I was young. I made that mistake. I commented under a picture. It was like, you gonna hurt somebody with that text. Yep, and it went from there. But she had a boyfriend. See, this is why you shouldn't publicly do things.
Wow. But y'all ended up talking after that, right?
We ended up being together for 4.5 years.
4.5 years. See? Hey. I know lots of people found the love of their lives on social media, sliding in DMs and shit.
Wait a minute. Who said love of my life?
I'm not saying the love of your life, but I'm just saying people have found some solid relationships that have lasted the test, you know, that stood the test of time. So, you know, I don't knock it, but, you know, it definitely goes down in DM. I had
what somebody got to do to slide in your DM to get it?
No, I was going to tell you about this old man. On Facebook, I posted that. Like I said, somebody better come get their pawpaw. Like, dude was in my DM with his wiener out. I clicked on he sent me a message. That's why I stopped opening messages. And if I do open it, I mark it unread, because I opened up this message and this little old man, he had to be, I don't know how old, but it was just too old for me. And I don't like.
He's gonna be a sugar daddy?
He's probably my dad's age or older, probably older than my dad. And he had his little ding-a-ling out on my in my DMs. I was appalled. Like, I was so offended.
Those are not, you don't want to
do not send me no dick picture. Do not send me your private parts in my DMs, bro. Like, that is so inappropriate. Don't come to me like that.
So what, you want, like a portfolio headshot?
No, you don't even gotta do all that. If you're gonna slide in my DMs, slide the way she's. Hey, hit her up, fellas.
I told you. If
you trying to slide in my DMs, hit her up and to have her right what you go slide in my DMs.
It only worked when it's coming from me.
Oh,
because mine are genuine. So
and it was genuine, and that's why, that's why I told her, that's why I said I felt so compelled to respond. Like, you have to give somebody like that a response. Like, it would be rude not to, because this person really took some time out to think about what they were going to say, and I was flattered and I was extremely appreciative of that, and that's why, you know, she got a response from me. But you were about to ask me what were you about to ask me?
Well, you just answered the question. Never mind. I mean, my thing is, she turned me down in the most, the humblest way possible. I was smiling as I got turned down. I couldn't even be mad. I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
And that's how I am. Like I make everybody feel like they somebody.
I was like, dang.
I try to.
Dang, I was like, she slipped through my fingers, but I was like, oh, okay.
I was never in your fingers.
Hey, listen, in my mind, if I like you, if I'm attracted to you, you in my fingertips.
She has a chance. That's what's up. That's confidence.
Because at what
point, cocky.
It's not cocky. Look, this is what I feel. I feel, and this is just my own personal opinion, I feel every woman has some type of curiosity in them. And it just takes the right person to pull them out.
I haven't met that person. And no offense to you. I just know in my heart of hearts, I'm not curious.
Listen, in some cases, your curiosity may not even be you getting anything, but just you receiving that pleasure from that particular
What is
person.
This? You are not here to convince me of anything.
Wait, hold on. No. Listen, I'm going on the record. I have already accepted and understood that my chance is not there and that you're not going to mess with me.
I'm that meme. What's the meme where the lady's like?
She the Kiki Palmer, sorry, hot water. Do not know this man.
I'm good. Not even on no bullshit. I'm just not. I'm straight. I'm straight. I don't look at women.
Listen, I know somebody who she is like, you know, she done been around swing around Funtown a couple times. Okay, you heard me? Like she definitely done had her fair share of male intercourse, right? And, you know, she encountered a woman, and that woman almost made her break up with her boyfriend.
Your life.
Listen, because one thing I will say, a woman knows how to please another woman because you know what it is that you would like. Every woman is different. You know, guys do. Guys are right. Every woman is different.
I feel like you're trying to convince me.
I'm not trying to convince you.
Stop it. It's not going to work. I got a homeboy that's gay. One of my closest female friends. She's a lesbian. She's on she's actually gonna be on an episode coming up. Yeah, like I got one of my best friends. She was just on the episode, and I said this shit and I've said this before. And shit a female can do for me with my eyebrows, my nails, and my hair. Outside of that, I'm good. I got everything else.
And see, look, y'all.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Listen, I don't think I would ever. I'm sorry, and I don't knock nobody that do. Like I said, I got close friends, family members that are gay. I fuck with everybody. I love everybody. Excuse me. What you do is your business. It's your sexuality, right. And that's just a part of you, and that doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. And that's another thing. Like, I don't understand why the fucking world even cares what you do behind closed doors. Mind your business. Like,
I don't know if it's what you do behind closed doors or what you do in public.
Who cares? Like, mind your business. What does your sexuality have to do with me? But that's not what we here for. We're talking about DMs.
Listen, y'all. So back to fun fact. So she said, you know, a woman can't do nothing but her eyebrows, nails, and this, that. What's funny is when I was sitting down and before I DM'd her, y'all, I was like, man, how can I come to her to make her respond? I'm like, because based on the conversation last night, I'm like, she's not a type that you can like try to like buy off or try to like smooth or, you know, we can do this. You gotta like, it was like, all right, I gotta come correct or not at all. So it was like, all right, you know, let me go ahead and, you know, take my cap off and go on in. Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad you did because we have the opportunity to come here, do this podcast. Cheers. Cheers to that.
Hey.
You know?
Gang. I got a drink.
And what happened, after she DM'd me, I go to her profile, I see that she has in her profile, podcast coming soon. So, immediately, me being me, I thought that was a sign because I'm doing a podcast and I'm not.
I don't think she remembered, but we talked about it the night before.
I was fucked up and
that's another reason why
they
like,
kept the drinks flowing.
I was here. I was listening, and she was like, "Yeah, I got a podcast," and I was like, "Oh, podcast, yeah."
Yeah, and that's how the conversation kicked off at the bar.
Yeah.
And then I found out she's my uncle's lady friend. That's her cousin. So I'm like, she's harmless. Like and even if she wouldn't, I can take her.
No,
shit, I hit her with a motherfucker. No, let me stop. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm just talking shit. But no, so that's literally how we ended up here, because I went to her profile and I saw that it said podcast coming soon. And me being me, I was like, okay, maybe this is a opportunity to network, see, how, and I told her that. I said, how can I, when she told me she's doing a podcast or whatever, I'm like, how can I help you? Like, and you start telling me, oh, I'm scared, and what I saw was like, start dropping gems on her, like, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, that's just the type of person I am, and I'm gonna offer you all the resources I have, all the knowledge that I have, like, and help you figure out how to get started. And I'm going to encourage and motivate you. Like, that's just the type of person I am. That's the kind of heart that I have. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers that shoot they shot don't always land in the hot seat. Like I said, this is my uncle.
Listen, if y'all ever
friend.
shoot y'all shot, don't ever offer to be on her podcast. No, I'm playing.
Put you on the spot.
No, it's crazy though, because I've been saying it even before we jumped on camera. I'm like, you hurt my heart. But in actuality, I did gain a good friend. Or, we're becoming friends, Just friends.
That's my sis. That's sis.
Y'all, she told me I'm her little sister, so it's cool.
Yeah, like.
But she is mad cool, and she has definitely been supportive since I have met her, which is all that you can ever really ask for in a person, is to be genuine. And just reciprocate the same energy that you give out. That's all we can really try to do. However, now, slide in them DMs 101. Keep it short and sweet. Only, you see, that was a pretty lengthy message. You only for special occasions go out and, send them long messages. Them ones that take a little time. Them ones they want to reread a couple times before they respond back.
Right.
But if it's just, something, I would say you start with something simple. But definitely, if you really are interested in that person, and this is for women too, I would say avoid the obvious slide in the DMs. The, hey, what you doing?
The cliches. Hey, beautiful.
Because when you typically get those, you're automatically put into a category of you're just like everybody else.
Right.
So you want to do something to stand out, but you, depending on a person, don't want to do too much. Like, some people I just hit with a simple what's up. Some I hit with a hey, beautiful. Some I hit with a hey, how was your day? Some people actually want you to care about what they've been through. And then you got some like Miss Mama where you gotta really shoot your shot and you either gonna airball or switch it. In my
what
case,
do you feel like you did? It wasn't an airball.
It wasn't an airball. I hit the back of the rim.
She's got a free throw. She got a free throw.
Okay.
And her free throw turned into me helping her, mentoring her for her podcast. And being a friend.
Yeah.
And just being cool as shit. Like, we talk, and that's the kind of person I am. I'm going to talk to you and get to know you as a person. I don't pass judgment on anybody. I just know what's for me is for me and what's not. And I know that, me even leading her on to think that I was interested in any way, shape, or form outside of, a friendship would have been, just wrong of me.
And I gotta respect it.
And she respected, and because that's my uncle and her cousin are dating. I'm like, hey, it's cool, and that's just I'm a cool motherfucker like that. Like I fuck with people the long way, and I'm not a snobby, stuck up ass motherfucker that some people what people think of me. Like I'm not. I'm just a cool ass.
Actually, when you explain it like that, it kind of sounds like I did make my shot.
You did not miss your shot.
I said make it. Make it. I made it. I didn't make it in the way that I shot it. No.
Right.
But I still
That's what I told you. You got a free throw and you made it.
You know, it wasn't a slam dunk, but it was a free throw. I can deal with a free throw. Sometimes, you know, listen, I encourage everybody to shoot their shot because you never know what can come from it.
Even friendship shots. Like,
yes,
make new friends with like-minded individuals. Step out of your comfort zone. Stop thinking that just because, you know, somebody's a certain age or they have a different sexual preference than you or race and all the things that make us different, stop letting that fucking detour you from meeting new people and learning new things and experiencing different cultures and different everything. Step out of your fucking comfort zone.
Yeah.
And the second you do, go ahead, what were you about to say?
And shooting your shot doesn't necessarily have to be in a... It's just ironic that this was, I was trying to, you know, pursue her. But it doesn't have to be that. Like, shooting your shot is like, you can, if you have ambition to be a lash technician and you see somebody doing their thing with lashes, shoot your shot, ask them. Sometimes I think fear and just your own mind works against you, that you're like, oh, this person would never do this because they're not going to want me to do this or they're not going to want to do this.
But
shoot your shot. I encourage you to shoot your shot in all aspects of life.
Help. People, like, I've learned that, like, my friends list, my friends on Facebook, and my son would tell me, you don't have friends and the people on Facebook don't count. I have real life friends, but these new people that I've been encountering on Facebook, like, I'm in groups, and these women, like, shout out to these women that have reached out to me, like, they jump in my DM. That's why it's like I wasn't like, oh my God, there's a girl in my DM. No, I get messages from women all the time, and they're like, hey sis, you know, I just wanted to tell you you're beautiful and I love what you're doing, blah 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 blah. And they offer advice. They offer, like, I got one girl just reached out and she hit me to some products that I can get to help with my midsection, because I'm working on, you know, getting my
the ISO thing.
No, she's like into weightlifting and exercising and shit. Her name is Ashley. Shout out to my homegirl Ashley on Facebook. Like, she mad dope. Reached out to me. My homegirl, one of my homegirls on Instagram. Shout out to Janine. Like, I straight love her to pieces. I reached out to her just today, because I hadn't seen her posting as often as she does. And I was like, hey, is everything okay? I hope, you know, you're in the best of spirits to help, blah, blah, blah. And we rapping. And then at the end, she's like, I love you, sis. And I'm like, I love you, too. And I don't know this lady from outside of social media, but I straight got mad love in my heart for her. Shout out to Janine. I said that already. But, and that's just two of the women that I'm talking about. Like, Brittany, she's dope as fuck. Shout out to Brittany. And I'm going to shout out one more, I can't even think of her name. Samantha. Shout out to Samantha. She's dope as fuck. I don't know their last names. I think I know. I might know their last names. I don't want to say them on camera. But if they're watching, shout out to them. I'm going to let them know that I shouted them out in my podcast in this episode. But yeah, women want to help.
But see, I don't have that luxury. I can't be sliding to
yeah, because they're gonna automatically assume that you're here for one reason.
Listen, hold on. Okay,
or you never know. You might come across a person like me who's an open-minded individual and accepts all people and recognizes an opportunity, and, you know, don't harp on sexuality and shit like that.
PSA, if a lesbian does look at you or comment or say something, it does not mean that we want you. Me personally, I believe in women empowerment. I feel like that's what I'm here for.
Do you consider yourself a feminist?
No, I just feel like I like to just hype women up whenever I can. I don't really do too much. If I can hype you up, I'ma definitely do it. Like, that's just my thing, no matter what it is. Even if, I'm not gonna say even if I feel like the product sucks, but if I feel like it has potential, we were just talking about this earlier. If I feel like it has potential, then I'm all for it. Like, I'm definitely for it. So, and it makes it really hard, because it's like, I have a lot of friends, like on my friends list, I have a lot of makeup artists and a lot of hairstylists. And if I slide into those DMs and be like, oh, you look pretty or you did a good job, they're like, oh, you just trying, and I'm like, look, at this point, I'm not even giving compliments no more. I can be like, hey, what's up, shorty? That was dope.
Her cool ass. Her cool ass.
I'm very cool.
Gang.
It's crazy because, and that's the thing, I'm a really cool person, and I do a lot of different things. Like, I've been in band, I play the sax, so.
Really? That's so.
So it's like, I do, like, I bake, you know, I'm working on the podcast. I want to go back to school. It's a lot of stuff that I do. I touch on a lot of different things. So
do
it's like,
all that shit. Do all that shit. Do that shit good.
And I be wanting to inspire people like, you should go on and do that. Like, do your thing, sis. But even like, it's like if I don't say sis, they automatically assume I'm trying. So I always got to throw that sis in there like that. Yeah, sis.
That's what's up.
Sis is the key. If you say sis, like sis, sus, any version of that, yeah.
That's I love it though. I love it. I love all the sis. Like some people be like, I've seen some posts circulating around on social media like, you know, not everybody's my sis, not everybody's my bro, and that's just experiences that they've had where somebody did them dirty, stabbed them in the back, but not everybody's like that. And you just know, you have to know where to draw that line, you know, make those boundaries to protect yourself and be mindful of the energy that you allow into your space, and just pray. When you pray and talk to whatever God you serve, God, source, spirit, whatever you do, ask for the gift of discernment. Like, and that's what I do. I ask for the gift of discernment. Like, I have motherfuckers around me where that I thought were my friends, like friends and motherfuckers I consider family, that's harboring some type of negative energy towards me, and I ain't did shit wrong. I don't know what I did, but I haven't done anything wrong, and it's hilarious to me because I pick up on it. I pick up on the energy.
You can definitely tell when somebody is not.
I pay attention to every fucking thing. So motherfuckers that I straight thought was rocking with me, once I start going hard and doing this podcast and posting on social media and coming out of my shell, like a lot of motherfuckers that I really, you know, thought fuck with me, they just been moving different. And I ain't even talking about like liking shit and stuff on social media. Like, I'll make a post, like I'm posting some shit today about liking shit on social media, like how my friends and family don't like my shit, but that shit don't bother me for real. It's the shit that they're not doing on social media that they used to do.
Right.
Where I'm not getting phone calls, I'm not getting text messages, I'm not getting invitations to shit, where lets me know that something I did or something I didn't do, and some shit you dealing with within you has you feeling a way towards me. So your energy has changed towards me, and it's cool. I ain't missing out on shit. The people that are supposed to be in my life, they're in my life. You know, I love the motherfuckers who love me, and I go hard for the motherfuckers who go hard for me. And I got a small circle, but that motherfucker solid.
Hey, as it should be.
And then I got my extended circle, that the people on social media that I fuck with a long way, where if they reached out to me right now and been like, sis, I'm, you know, Mo, this is what's going on, can you help me, blah blah blah, like I would feel compelled to fucking help, because that's just the kind of heart that I have. But you know what I'm saying, and I am, like I've said this in the podcast episode before, I'm not a fucking boastful person. My love is never boastful, but I done seen posts on social media where somebody going through some shit, and I'll just DM them, how can I help? My lights can't, I just cashed out light bill money for gas, money for Pampers. I'ma pull up if I can. You want this?
See,
like,
I didn't win it. I try to surround myself with.
That's the kind of heart I have. Until my sister drove me to no end about this, and I'm gonna tell y'all this shit. And you know what I'm saying, I doubt if she's watching, but this chick we went to high school with, she was in my sister's class, and she's in a wheelchair now. And I would see her posting on social media about wanting to get her hair done, and you could tell by her posts like she was going through a divorce. The situation wasn't ideal. She had a daughter, and just the whole situation was an idea. And she was talking about how she wanted to feel pretty. She wanted to get her hair done. And I just messaged her and was like, I'm going to take you. And I swear to God, I got up one Saturday morning and drove over to like fucking Granite City type shit. And took her like around the corner from her house to the salon. Like got her in her wheelchair into the car and all this shit. And took her to the salon. Came home, waited for her to hit me up. When she hit me up, I drove back over there, picked her up and took her home. And got her in the house out of her wheelchair. And my sister know the girl. Like my sister graduated with her and they were friends. And I just remember her being my sister friend. And I just know how it is when my hair ain't done. Like I've been at a point in my life where my shit wasn't together. My nails wasn't together. Like when I was down bad last year when all my shit was fucked up. And I wasn't stressing about getting none of that shit done. Like I know the feeling. And honestly, this shit happened before. Like my shit went bad after this. So... But sitting here having this conversation, I think back to where I was last year and before this happened. And I'm glad that I did that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I straight did. And my sister gave me, she's like, why would you do something like that? You brought this on yourself. And it's just like, it was put on my heart to do it.
People say that all the time, but we definitely need those type of people in the world. If everybody in the world was evil, I feel like we need a balance. I feel like we definitely, we need those evil people.
We don't need them. We don't want them, but they're here and we
but
have
I feel
to
like
deal with them.
They give us a sense of balance because just imagine a world with no violence,
no bad. If it was all fucking rainbows and leprechauns,
yo, we would like lose our shit. Like that would.
I don't think I would, because I've been in a very peaceful and serene place, and I feel I have never felt so much.
But we're not talking about just us. We're talking about the whole world. Some people in the world do not know how to function without chaos, and that's something that I've learned. So we need that for those people who can't function. We need those in between people who they willing to jump into the chaos, but they also willing to act like they got some sense. And then we need those kind-hearted people that act like they got some sense. You remind me, it's funny, you give me the impression of my grandmother, and she was like the sweetest person in my life.
Aww.
Like my grandma would do, and I try to tell people all the time.
I ain't never been called a grandmama.
Anybody like that knows me, like anything that's good in me comes from my grandma. Anything that's bad in me, I ain't gonna say where it come from. But
hey, I say that all the time, and this is what I say: all the good in me, anything, the good shit in me is my mama. All the bad, the evil, the vindictive, malicious. That's my dad. I love my pops. I love my pops, but I get that good shit. My mama was like the kindest, sweetest. Man, I love this lady. Like she just was one of those dope ass souls. And my dad wild and crazy and loud and obnoxious and hilarious. And he was hard on us. He was tough on us. He tough love. You know, it just wasn't the ideal situation in our household, but nonetheless, like, you know, I've accepted that, you know, my dad had his own childhood traumas, so how else was he going to parent, you know what I'm saying? So I don't hold the shit against him. Like, I'll conquer my demons, you know. I don't hold none of the shit against him.
People, keep that in mind. Just because a person is at a certain place when you're trying to slide in your DM, or you trying to slide in their DMs, always remember everybody has a story, and you should take that into account before you slide into the sliding in the DM.
We got off the subject.
I'm bringing it back. It's
thank you.
Sliding in the DMs is more than just a message. A person, you never know what they're coming with. And I don't mean just if they're in a relationship. You never know what baggage they have. You never know what position they in. Again, you live your life on the app how you want to live it. But you never really know what a person is going through. So you need to take that into account. If you're going to slide somebody DM, you need to be ready to take whatever it is that come with whatever it is that your goal is to get, whether it's to be in a relationship, whether it's to just have a friend, whether it's to, you know, wham bam, thank you ma'am, whatever it is, you need to always be mindful of what can come with that before you slide in somebody's DM. Because I used to, for a long time, I just be like, oh, I'm trying to get that. And yeah, you know.
I have so many questions, but I'm not going to ask them right here, right now. All right, y'all. That's it for Pure Fuckery, the podcast today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of my viewers. Drop those comments down in the comments section. Like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Instagram, SOO, Sophisticated One. I'm also on Instagram as pure_fuckery, PHUCKERY. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Mila, for coming on to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I am your host, your favorite Dr. Vay, Monique Ross. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.